Lasker here. Look, I just have a few observations to make on the general issue of mineral oil tax. There's a lot of confusion about the component elements of it, and I think it is probably appropriate that in the context of the forthcoming finance bill, that there would be consideration given to what is liable for mineral oil tax, the carbon tax element of it, and what should be reclassified. It's not often, Minister, that you're accused of lacking in ambition in the context of the climate area, but in the context of mineral oil tax, some of the fuels that are classified as liable for mineral oil tax, particularly in the area of home heating, I think is something that would usefully be relooked at, particularly in the context of the targets that have been set for reducing emissions in the home heating side. HVO, hydrotreated vegetable oil, is, in my view, misclassified presently. It should be removed from mineral oil tax liability where that HVO is used for home heating purposes. And the point, I think, is well made by previous speaker that in the context of mineral oil tax, most people understand it to be a tax on fossil fuels. HVO is not a fossil fuel. And by substituting HVO, particularly in the area of home heating, there is a very significant immediate gain in the context of the reduced emissions on that sector, up to 90%. So I think in the context of the Finance Act, and I appreciate it can't be dealt with by way of these resolutions, that looking for reclassification of HVO that's used for home heating oil from what is currently called a substitute fuel to a biofuel would be appropriate and would incentivise and enable the 600,000 or 700,000 people throughout the country, not all in rural Ireland, but 600,000 or 700,000 homes around the country who use home heating oil presently to significantly reduce their emissions at an affordable cost. And the reclassification of that fuel under as a biofuel would make that an affordable option for them. And it would also, I think, enable you to be more ambitious then in the context of the blending proposal in the consultation for renewable heat obligation. The current proposal is for 2% blending up to 10% by 2030. The industry itself says, in the context of the appropriate tax treatment of biofuels, of which HVO for heating should be so classified, that it could deliver double the ambition of the departments in the context of the home heating sector. So I think, whereas it's not on the table for tonight's discussion, I think it is something that would be appropriately dealt with in the context of the finance bill.
If you're